Massachusetts has one of the lowest suicide rates in the nation, ranked 48th among the states. But dig deeper into the numbers and you find cause for concern.
We look at those that are at highest risk. We look at working age men, typically in their middle-aged years, white middle-aged years. We look at the elderly, as well as LGBTQ youth.
Grace Sterling Stoll knows about LGBTQ issues. She's been a vocal activist in the community for almost 40 years, much of it as executive director of Bagley, Boston Alliance of Gay, Lesbian, Bisexual, Transgender Youth.
You've been in this fight for a long time. Some of the kids actually call you Grandma Grace. Are you okay with that?
I'm okay with that. It's fine. Bagley was founded in 1980, so we are now the oldest and largest LGBT youth organization in the state.
Take us back just before 1993. What was going on that got the governor's attention?
One of the things that happened was that the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services released a report, and one of the findings was the often quoted statistic of 30% of LGBT young people were at increased risk for suicide, and that really kicked off another level of activism in Massachusetts that had ripple effects throughout the country.
And what a ripple it was. Governor Weld started a special commission that led to the Safe Schools program, which helped spread gay-straight alliances and conversations about inclusion in schools across the country. But even now, 25 years later, advocates say there's still more work to be done, as LGBTQ youth are still disproportionately represented in suicide deaths and attempts. Corey Prachniak Rincon, director of the Massachusetts Commission on LGBTQ Youth.
There's a few reasons for the disparity. I think that one thing is that we have a lot more youth today who are out, but that doesn't always translate into support, within their families and communities and schools. And so that's what we're working on trying to increase.
The commission is introducing educators to a new curriculum this year that focuses on the history and contributions of LGBTQ Americans.
I think it's great for LGBTQ students to see themselves reflected in the lesson materials, and I think it's great for other students to also kind of, understand a little bit more about that history and to kind of start taking away some of the invisibility that's really surrounded the community.
I don't know if I'm special for overcoming, but perhaps I'm special for becoming.
Lydia Havens identifies as non-binary, neither female nor male. Havens prefers to be called they or them instead of him or her. But when you see Havens on stage performing poetry, another term comes to mind: fierce.
Well, the smart girl wouldn't have gone by your rules if they risked her health.
You are a member of the 2017 Boise National Poetry Slam team and an individual participant in the World Slam. Have you always been a poet?
I've always been a writer.
You speak openly in your work about attempting suicide, mental health, therapy, a lot of topics that people don't want to touch.
I do wonder sometimes if I would still be alive if I hadn't had the opportunity to start writing about it and then performing it, because for a while I would just be writing but I wouldn't share it with anybody. There's a lot of stigma and fear that you will be judged for it.
Do we have an image problem in terms of how we look at mental health?
We really want to talk about breaking that silence around those issues, but we're finding more and more that everybody goes through some type of crisis, and it depends on how they handle it and what type of support they get is how they move forward with it.
From a poet using art to combat depression.
This is not a survival song. This is the song I sing because I've survived.
To new curriculum supporting at-risk youth, there are many things to be thankful for.
I'm celebrating just being alive.